Hello, my name is John Frankowski, and I would like to welcome you to my attempt of making a video training of the Ultimatum WordPress theme by Wonder Foundry. I am not a very experienced user of the Ultimatum theme, though I am experienced in WordPress and creating WordPress blogs and websites. This will not be a top quality training video, as this is my second time ever creating a Camtasia uh, video of the screencast. So please excuse my uneven speech and a non-professional presentation. Though I'll try to do my best to make this as easy for you to follow and to understand and to learn from. If you like it, I'll be pleased. If not, I will understand. Anyways, I have used Ultimatum about 3 or 4 times so far. The very first time, I got the same experience most of you have, if not all of you, have received of after installing Ultimatum, going and looking at my existing website and finding blank screens. So, not knowing what to do, trying to figure out from the dashboard what to do, I was confused. So I went to the Ultimatum uh, forums and I found a very, very good um, forum posting by the Writing Hand um, on how to start using Ultimatum from level 0. And I went through his short tutorial, which I recommend you go through possibly even first before this video, to create a quick page. I waited to do this video until after Ultimatum came out with its newest release, which is, I believe, 3.2.1. And let's take a look at what the most current one is in the downloads. The most current one is Ultimatum. He calls it 2.3, but I think it might be a 3.2.3. Anyways, that's a 2.3 release, and that's the one that this video is going to be based upon. Um, in another forum post was a post for a request for a full video tutorial on how to create a theme from scratch with Ultimatum. And they gave a reference to the website ultimatumwonderfoundry.com, which I went to take a look at, and it was quite attractive. As you can see, it has a nice uh, video or slideshow. Has these buttons to click to go to additional pages. It has the 4 columns, which I like. It has a quote in here. Has another forget what they're called, but a slideshow, and then has a very nice footer down at the bottom as well. And what we're going to try and do then with this training video is to create this page using Ultimatum. Now, I did try to do that earlier today, and after about, I believe it was 3 hours, I had a a rough look imitation of this. Um, I did not go into, as you'll see, this video be broken up into two main videos. One creating the site itself, and then the second part it will involve CSS as far as making the look as nice as this whole site is. And you'll understand what I mean while we're trying to create this site together. Now, I did not want to do this on one of my existing websites, so I created a work environment on my computer. So I don't have to have access to the internet. Everything can be done on my computer. I actually also have a USB drive USB stick that I actually keep a lot of things on, so that I can just take the little USB stick and I can take it to any computer I want and actually have all of my websites that I'm working on, testing with, as well as a lot of other applications such as portable apps. And Instant WordPress is a free application that creates a work environment on your local computer. It is a Windows-based application, so it does not work on the Mac. I would assume. I don't have a Mac, so I'm not very knowledgeable on Macintoshes. But I would think you'd have to. I believe there's a program that you can run on the Mac that can imitate that it's a Windows machine. So if you wanted to use Instant WordPress, Instant WP, you'd have to do that type of thing. Otherwise, if you have a Windows machine, it installs on it quite easily, and it is for free. There is no charge. They do have a what they call a deployment guide, and it's a step-by-step guide for how to create the websites, how to move them, etc. I believe it's like $17, and I purchased that as well with this. Well, it was for free, but I purchased it. Actually, it's $27. I'm sorry, $27, and it's well worth it if you're considering yourself as a professional web professional, because it'll teach you how to transfer your work environment from your PC onto an actual site on the internet web to your web hosting company. So this is probably the easiest application for creating working on your local PC. I also use another application through portable apps, which is called XAMPP. That creates a different type of work environment, but it's a little more complex to set up and to maintain, where this is one-click easy to use. Anyways, what I do is this is on my C drive. It does work quicker on a C drive than it does on your hard drive, than it does on the USB drive. There is a noticeable speed difference, so I prefer to work off the C drive, and then I can just back up everything onto my USB drive disk, USB stick, and take it with me whenever I want. Anyways, I have a folder which I call Portable Apps Other, these are applications that will run off of the USB stick and do not install directly on a hard drive on a computer. And that's why I'm able to run programs off of the USB stick. Like in Office, you can't do that. Office has to be installed on the local machine and run off of the local machine. These programs I can run off of the USB stick and run it off of any computer, whether it's mine or someone else's. Anyways, I have my original InstantWP, which is just an executable file, as well as the PDF that I had purchased. When you run this, it will create a folder called InstantWP, which will give it, this is the version number, which is 4.1, which creates a environment that will work off of your local PC, as I said. This program, InstantWP EXE, will start the whole process. When it installs this, it creates these separate directories. And the IWP server, Instant WP server, is your environment imitating like a internet server. htdocs is where it's keeping the WordPress files. And here you can see our standard WordPress files that it created for us. It's got the admin content, includes, if you go to the content, you can go to your themes, and you see it comes with the 2010 and 2011 themes. So after I've created the standard one, I keep that as my original, so I don't ever actually run this one. And I've created a folder called InstantWP Sites. And this has different sites that I am practicing at. Like I have a practice one. I have my personal website that I do some different practice and experimentation on as well too. And then what I did is I copied this InstantWP folder into the sites, which is this one here now. So it's an exact copy of the uncompressed exe file originally. And then what I do is I go and rename the folder, and I will call it InstantWP dash, and I'm going to call this one Ultimatum. So now this is going to be our test environment for creating that website from the example that is on the Ultimatum website. So I go into here, open up my folder, and to start the environment, you click the double-click the InstantWP exe, and you'll see it's loading up the local WordPress installation. And this will just take a couple of seconds to start up. And let's minimize our window. And here you get your opening screen of the application. What you want to do, you can click on these to go to these different areas, but if you copy the URL to the clipboard, which is this one here, just click that button, and then it tells you the URL is now in the clipboard to paste into the local box of the browser. Now the browser I'm using is Firefox. You can use other browsers as well, of course. My preferred browser is Firefox though. What I'll do there, after I've copied it, I'll usually minimize the window. I usually won't have to go to these, but you can go into them and experiment and see what's in those and what you can do with it, etc. Now I'll create a new window on my Firefox, and a new tab I should say, and I'll paste it, and you'll see it puts the http:/127.0.1 4001 WordPress. So that's just a local host is what that is essentially. And it's going to be working just off of our hard drive, the C drive, and will not be accessing the internet at all. Well, it'll access the internet to look for updates and such, but we're working off of the local computer. So we shall now try and load this up, and it will go to our page, and you'll see you'll get your admin bar at the top, and this is the 2010 or 2011, yeah, 2010 WordPress theme. And what I really like about this application is it populates it with posts. So you've got a ton of posts already to work with. It's not just the one single post and the one comment that comes standard with WordPress. They actually populate it with a lot of stuff, as well as a lot of different pages as well too. So you've got a good starting point for working with WordPress. So let's go to our dashboard, our main dashboard in WordPress. And what I like to do, I have the dashboard open, and then I also like to have a tab with my actual window or actual website that we're working on. So I can just pop between the two tabs real quick and easy. And I like my tabs on the side. That's one of the nice things with Firefox. There's a plugin that allows me to have the tabs on the side. But I believe you could probably do that with other browsers as well too. Anyways, it starts off wanting us that there are some updates available. In particular, the WordPress version needs to be updated as well too. So we'll just go to the updates page. And this is where it does need to access the internet to do these updates. You could continue and do everything and not do the updates and update later or something like that. But we want to bring this all up to date as much as possible. So the first thing we're going to do is update WordPress. And I'm going to click the update now on there, and this will just take hopefully just a couple of seconds. And what it's doing is accessing the internet, of course, and unpacking the update now. And it should install it within a second. And if not, we can just wait. Dun, 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 dun. Now it's installing. And we should be done in a couple of seconds. Now it's updating the database, and it is successful. And then we get to their welcome screen on that. You can go in here, read all this sort of stuff, become very, very smart if you read a lot of it. But what we're going to do is go back to the dashboard to the updates to update the other items that we're asking to be updated. Now there's the Ask Akismet, I believe that's how you say that, plus the WordPress importer, which they use. That's how they got all that content in there, is by using that WordPress importer. So we're going to select all on that, and we're going to update the plugins. And this will take a couple of seconds as well too. There have been times when I've done the updates and it hung up for some reason. I'll just go back to the dashboard, change screens, do a refresh or something, and go back to do the updates. But it's very rare, but it is possible. So that both of those are updated, so we're going to return back to updates again. And we have both of our themes to be updated as well too. So we'll just update those as well too. And this will just take a couple of seconds for them to do that. And both of those have now been updated. So now we're going to return the updates again just to make sure, and you'll see the updates now is nothing. So we'll go back to the home on the dashboard. And I will, one of the WordPress pop-ups is telling you about the new features and etc. So what we're going to do now is install the Ultimatum theme. Now I tried this earlier and there was a problem installing it, and my guess is that the theme is very large, so it wouldn't install properly through WordPress itself, but let's give it a try. So we're gone to the appearance to themes. It was on manage themes. I clicked install themes, and now we're going to do an upload. And if this fails, I'll show you how I ended up doing it properly last time. So we'll go to browse, and it's going to go to your hard drive, to your computer, and I have it in a folder called downloads. Not this downloads folder here, but I keep all my things in a download folder for my backups and everything, so it's easy for me to keep track of everything. And I have a folder called WordPress stuff, and it's different things that I download from pertaining to WordPress. I keep a folder of my InstantWP, a folder of my backups from various sites, any plugins that I download onto my computer here, not into the WordPress, or I copy into here. Different different WordPress stuff that I download, whether it's an article I may save on my computer here for later reading or something like that. And then there's the WordPress themes that I've downloaded onto my computer as well too. So we'll go to that, and these are some of the things I'm using. These are the zip files, of course. I have a folder called Ultimatum theme that I created, which I've kept the various downloads off of the Ultimatum theme website, the support pages. And the program we want to, or the zip file we want, is the Ultimatum dev 3.11, and that's why I was thinking instead of 2.3.1 or whatever it was, he's got 3.11 in here. So we're going to attach this for the install, and I believe that was like a 15 meg file, and I think that's what may cause us a problem, but let's see what happens. Yeah, and this is what I was getting before, where you go to please try again and wants to do it again. So the solution that I did was I manually copied the folder and put it into my theme file. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So I'm going to go to my Windows File Manager and my instance sites, my Ultimatum folder. We need to copy the, let's see if I remember this properly, the IP server, go to the HT docs, go to WordPress, and go to Content and Themes. So now you see what themes are in this. Now what we also need to do though is get the original theme that is uncompressed. So I'm going to go back to my Ultimatum theme folder, and I'm going to open that up in a separate window. And here is our Ultimatum Dev 3.1 zip file. In Windows, what you can do is just double click it and then do extract all files. And it'll create a folder with the Ultimatum, which I believe I already did. And yes, here it is right here, the Ultimatum Dev 3.1. And what we want to do is copy this whole folder with all of the stuff that's inside of this folder into our themes directory. So I'm going to go to copy it, switch over to my other window, and in this themes folder I'm going to go and paste it. And this is going to take about a minute, I believe, for it to download. And this solved the problem. There's another way of fixing it, is by changing how large of a file you allow your test environment to do. On my internet service provider, I've changed it to a 100 megabyte files limit. I think WordPress by default sets a limit of 15 megabyte, I believe. I'm not positive. As you can see, this is a 24.3 megabyte file, or bunch of files. So, but I won't get into how you can change that setting. It's got something to do with htaccess or something like that, or something to do with the PHP. I haven't done it for quite some time, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But if you do a search in Google on how to increase file size downloads in WordPress, you'll be able to find some sort of tutorial on how to do that. Anyways, we've copied it over to our folder, and now we're going to go back to Manage Themes, and we should see our, and yes we do, we should see our Ultimatum application in here now. So what we need to do now is, I just want you to see this first. This is our website first before we activate that theme. And now when we go to activate, it will activate it, of course, and you'll get your Ultimatum general settings. What I want you to see now is, and this is what all of us see, is you go back to your website, do a refresh, which will stop using the 2010 theme from WordPress and now use the Ultimatum. We're going to end up getting a blank page. And here is our famous blank page. So we've gotten to this point. I'm going to pause the video, and this is part one of the video, and we'll continue with part two in a minute. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. Continue watching. I think you'll be quite pleased at what we'll be able to do in imitating this page, and it's not as bad of a process as it might be. Anyways, thank you. Hold on, and we will be right back at you.